Hi there, my creative friends. Today I want to show you a journal page that I created for Art Daily Cafe, and intentionally this was not planned as a tutorial. So what I did when I started creating, I just switched on my camera and I was filming step by step the whole process. So I will try to guide you through all the steps. I will try to explain what is happening in each step, and I hope you will enjoy this kind of video. It's not exactly tutorial, but you can see the process of creating of the journal page without focusing on using any special product, just pure act of creativity. Our September topic was all about sensors, and I've started this journal page by simply writing down with the blue pen on my journal page all the things that I can feel, smell, see, hear at the moment when I was working in my journal. After that, I used blue impasto paint mixed with white impasto paint, and I added the basic background to my page. When the paint was dry, my next step was taking one of the stencils and spreading Art Basics modeling paste, which is flexible and white after drying, through the stencil on the both pages. It's going to add the texture to my journal page, very beautiful details, and it is going to dry flexible, so I don't have to worry that maybe something will start crackling when I will move the page later. I wanted to add some natural vintage brown colors, so luckily I had my mug with tea on the table, so I was able to spill some tea and add extra beautiful splatters. This is the trick that I use quite a lot in my projects, and you can't really beat the beautiful natural color of the black tea over your lace or your paper. It's just amazing. I've dried my tea stain and decided to add a coat of gesso over the colors to give it a white wash, because I wanted the color to be more muted and delicate. I took Art Basics heavy white gesso and started dry brushing that on the top of my pages. Once I was happy with the coat of my gesso, I started adding fabric tape to the both pages of my journal spread. I love using this kind of fabric tape because it is absorbing a lot of ink and paint and adds a lot of lovely detail to the pages, and it's cheap and not hard to get as well, and it's one of my favorite supplies. In the next step, I started thinking how to place my elements. I was looking at the possible images and trying to imagine the whole composition. Slowly, I started to collect and gather the elements I wanted to have on my pages. I have some paper scraps, and I decided I want to use the image of the full moon, the big face, and I had one printed on the photocopy paper. I glued it on the piece of cardboard for extra support, and this way I got one of the elements for my composition. For gluing, I was using one of my favorite mediums for paper. It's called soft gel, and you can have it in soft gloss version and the soft matte version. Both are very sticky and great collage glues. I was using soft gloss gel. My next idea I wanted to use in my journal page, it was getting one of my old chipboard alphabets that I had somewhere in my studio and using some random letters to create interesting and kind of random background under my composition. It's going to add both dimension and some interest, because fonts are usually attracting a lot of attention. I was gluing the chipboard elements with modeling paste. It's a very good choice because it's thick and it's very sticky, and I was trying to put my letters mostly under the photo. So the whole composition is going to really be concentrated, more or less compact around the photo to attract attention in the right place. Once the letters were in place, I started using different elements I had on hand to create the final look of my compositions. You can use some paper scraps, you can use some ephemera, some stamps, whatever you like to create multi-layered and detailed composition. You can see I was moving my elements many times, trying to see and measure what would be the best position. Will I see it under the photo or not? It's kind of natural process when you are creating your project. You would like to check how much of the elements you are going to see in the end. Again, for gluing, you can use your favorite art medium. My choice was modeling paste and soft gel, but it's possible to use 3D gel as well. On some point, once I had some of the elements glued down, I decided to give one more wash of the gesso to tone down the whole composition. Gesso doesn't dry super white, so you will be still able to see the details of your papers and chipboards when the gesso will get dry. To create more interesting look and more artistic feeling, I've decided to use spray, and to create the spray I used my liquid acrylic paint mixed with water in the water bottle. You can see also I decided to add more of my tea stain from my mug, and this color combination of the brown and blue, it's really something I like a lot. After drying my colored splatters, surprise, surprise, I've decided to add one more coat of the gesso just in the selected places to blend the colors a little bit and make them softer. Once the gesso was dry, it was high time to glue the last paper elements on the top of my composition. I started with scraps of paper. I used my moon element, my photo, and again for the dimensional elements I was using modeling paste, and for the super flat ones like delicate paper, soft gel. On some point I've decided that the elements I'm adding to the composition are far too clean, so I took back my tea stain from the mug and a little bit of my spray in blue color, and I added tiny bit of color on the rose and on the moon to make sure it's going to match better to my whole composition. I have also decided to add some extra shadows, so I added black liquid acrylic paint mixed with water in selected parts of my composition. It was working on the dimension of the whole page, and extra shadow is going to create the more dimensional look and the feeling the whole project is a little bit deeper. Finally, it was a time to add some fabric finishing touches. I tried different kind of lace. I was thinking about adding some thread. Finally, I've picked beautiful piece of vintage lace that landed under my photo, attracting a lot of attention, and of course I glued it in using my modeling paste. To make sure my vintage photo is standing out a little bit more, I added a piece of old book cover that was adding a bit of a frame around the photo. And also I decided to add another piece of the fabric tape over the photo to cover the eyes of the lady and add a little bit more drama to the whole story. For the finishing touches of the page, I've decided to use some watercolor pencils in colors matching to the colors I had so far. It's going to add more detail, more contrast to the whole page. In the last step, you can see I'm adding some drops to the details of the journal spread. These are almost white ones, crystal drops from Nuvo, and they will dry with a tiny bit of dimension that I like so much. And that's it. This way I've finished my journal page inspired by senses and the color palette of September for our daily cafe. I hope you enjoyed this kind of video. I think looking at the process of creating, just to see step by step how sometimes the project is changing or it goes into a bit unexpected direction, can be really interesting, and I enjoy this kind of videos myself a lot. And of course, if you would like to see more of the videos, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and you can also ring the bell to make sure you will get notifications. And I hope to see you again soon. It was my pleasure to see you on my channel. Thank you so much for visiting, and have a great creative day.